ask for your hand of protection over it. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. I will call the June Planning Board meeting to order. I'd like to welcome all those in attendance. We do have a quorum present tonight, and we don't have any need to vote on an absentee member or call an alternate. So we'll move right into reviewing our minutes from our last meeting, the May 2026 meeting. So if you will review those. I read through these today. I didn't see anything that I saw that needed to be adjusted. I'll give everybody a few more minutes because they are kind of lengthy.
I didn't mark them, so I guess I thought.
Okay. Anyone else find anything that they feel like needs to be adjusted? If there's nothing that anyone sees, I would ask for, looking for a motion that the minutes be approved as written.
Make a motion, the minutes be approved as written.
All right, so we have a motion. Do I have a second? All right, we got a second. All those in favor of approving the minutes as written, by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? There are none.
He said, I'm not posting.
I guess I pinched her, I don't know.
So public comment time, we don't have anyone here other than Gray, for public comment.
Does her comments go on the record?
So, don't have anyone here to speak tonight. Sheila, is there any correspondence you have for us?
No.
Okay. Before we go into our new business, I went last Wednesday night and attended the Nash County Unified Development Ordinance update that the commissioners had. Very informative. They have a handout. I made everybody a copy just so you can see what the county's looking at changing in their ordinance. Couple of things that I will note. There are some dimensional changes that they're going to make. There's one where they're going to permit accessory dwellings. They call it ADUs. It's kind of like your mother-in-law quarters, or like if you had an elderly parent that you needed to move back home, you could build a structure in your backyard. There was that, and then they're developing part of their ordinance to deal with data centers. There's a lot of public comment about banning them all together. Adam Tyson, spoke on that. They wanted that a lot of towns and cities are putting a moratorium on right now, and they're developing an ordinance to try to deal with them, and very strict and robust land use category for data centers, so, so that was one of the topics that was a high point. And then, they've redefined what they consider a major subdivision to include, those creating 5 or more new residential lots, so that was something I thought was, interesting. And then there was a lot of fire departments there. They really want, item number 20 on the, second page, related to, roadways. Fire departments really wanted them to, vote or put it into ordinance that roads be 24 foot wide. A lot of that had to do with the equipment when they're setting up at a fire and allowing other fire personnel and traffic to come by. So just some of the highlights there. They didn't vote on anything. This was mainly a public comment, opportunity for public comment. And they were going to take a lot of the comments and things that were brought before and review it. And sounds like they may make adjustments to it, but they'll most likely have another public hearing again. So very, very informative. Glad I got an opportunity to go and participate.
Question, Brad, the data center stuff isn't in this, that I can see.
The only thing they've got, and I wish they had, they kind of gave a summary, a short brief summary. If you look on the back page, number 12,
Well,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Establish a
Okay,
land use
yeah.
category for data centers and permit their development only in general industrial zoning districts. And only with the issuance of a special use permit following a judicial public hearing process adopt.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I won't
Yeah,
read it
okay.
all, but.
Okay, yeah, I was looking for that. I saw this handout, but I wasn't.
Yeah, we're gonna go over what, I sent some questions to Joshua Hollis. The email was attached, kind of giving his breakdown on the items. So I think the first thing we're gonna tackle is the final draft of the town code. So, our last meeting we discussed, there were some places in the town code that had town limits and then corporate limits. And, if you read what Joshua Hollis said, that, town limits is commonly understood, but, chapter 160D from the North Carolina General Statutes uses corporate limits. So, he recommended us just changing the town limits to corporate limits. So, that's what I did in this updated copy, that Sheila's printed out for us in the, packet she had for us. Is I went through and found everywhere that it listed out town limits, which was only, I think, at like 4 locations. And I struck through it and I put corporate limits. So that was the last remaining thing I think that we needed to, discuss on that. Does everyone agree with that? That was the last remaining thing that, that we needed to discuss about how we label that. Did you have anything else in your notes, Josh?
No. Well, I'm just trying to figure out if corporate is supposed to be capitalized. I mean, it's a minor thing, but I saw it in some areas was not like in page 26 was not capitalized, but I think
Okay,
what edit you made was capitalized. It's minor, but
yeah, I can get that fixed.
yeah, to page 21.
21,
Yeah.
okay. Let me, let's see. So you're saying it doesn't need?
It does not, yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't previously.
Okay,
Unless it's the first word of the sentence.
That's the thing.
I did control, fix all one time, and it was a
the first word of a sentence, and I made it lowercase.
So let me see if I did that on the other locations.
25 and 26 were the only two areas that I had noticed, that had noted needed. Oh. No, I'm sorry.
She's hot, that's half the problem.
I got a cup and I see some.
No, well, you know, us together.
Yeah, I capitalized them all.
27, yeah, page
Page
27,
29, you said 27.
18. I'm looking at the old draft, I think it's, oh, it's page 22, I'm sorry.
You said page 27? You're looking at the old version?
Yeah, I'm looking at the old version with the
Okay.
fee restrictions.
We were talking about that.
31, I had capitalized, let's see what else. And 32. Alright, let me get that fixed.
Yeah, 29 and, 29 was it.
It was
Right,
4 locations.
yeah. Okay.
Alright, I got them, I got that noted. And also, was there anything else anyone saw that we needed to review on that? I think we're good, but I wanna open it up to see if anybody saw anything else that we needed to address in that. Okay. Well, if not, so what I'd like to do is, get approval on the changes that we made tonight with the corporate limits, and then, we'll send this to the town council so they can review it, and see if there's anything that they feel needs to be changed. If it is, what's been done in the past is, if they've come up with some things they wanted us to revisit, it's come back to us. We've talked those things out, made adjustments, it's gone back to the town council. And once they finally approve it, then it'll go to the town attorney. He'll have to go through and check and make sure there's nothing that we've adjusted that would not align with any kind of North Carolina general statute, So I guess at this time, I'd ask for a motion to approve, the town code with the changes that we've made and send it to the town council for their review. Do I have a motion on that? All right, we got a motion. Got a second? Got a second. All those in favor of sending the updated town code, to the town council for their, for them to start their review of it? I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. All those in favor by saying aye? Aye. Anyone opposed? There are none. All right, Sheila, I'll fix those letters and I'll send you the Word document for this.
Yep, I'll get it figured out.
All right. So we'll move to the next item that, Joshua Hollis, we had some questions about our last, related to massage, establishments. And the one thing I didn't do, I changed it, because he recommended us, changing the language we had. What we currently have is more related to a massage parlor, okay? A lot of things have changed with that, and he recommended us, totally revising it. It would be massage and bodywork therapy, which is licensed through the state now. And so I did some research and, through several things that I researched, I found some language and I took that language and I adjusted it and I came up with, what you see right here is in the packet, suggested revision to section 3134. Hope everybody's had a chance to look over it. I'll be glad to read it if you want me to out loud. But we can go through each part of this if you want to. But let's first look at what he recommended. I know everybody's read it, but he recommended substantially revising this section. The current language appears to reflect the older local licensing structure. Because the old one, which I've got right here, it referenced like the sheriff's department, it just had a lot of language that was geared towards that type of massage parlor, that, back in the day that most towns had to deal with. Does anybody see anything in that suggested revision on the 3134? We can go, I'll give everybody a little bit of time to review it again. The thing we need to, I got a section down here, a zoning permit is required in accordance with Article 3 development standards for both the practice of massage and bodywork therapy and operators of massage and bodywork therapy. That's one thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to look at our table of uses. We're gonna have to think about, okay, this is more geared to a business and professional type business. I tried to think of a place nearby like this. Do you know?
Yeah, Dixie in Nashville. What is the name of her place? I think it goes to her. Give me a second. That's my go-to Mother's Day gift. It's in Nashville. It's directly across from the Ace Hardware. There's those across from the Walgreens.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
There's
The storefront on the hill, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the massage place faces the Walgreens.
Okay, so let's first. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Does anyone see anything in the language that in this revision, suggested revision, that jumps out of them that we need to?
He says here he recommended replacing the outdated terms such as massagist, masseur, and whatever. And you left it in here on that page,
Let me see.
describing them. It was on the second page. Underneath massage, massage establishment.
Massage station, and then
But it says up here, he suggested, replacing that with licensed massage and bodywork therapist.
Let me see.
he just suggested that.
Let me see, is that the old?
I don't know, it's the front part of what you gave us. 31, is it the 31?
Well, that's in the email. So what I did was in the email I sent him the old, and then the other day when I sent, does everybody have
Yeah,
this?
you're talking about this one, the suggested revisions.
Suggested review is what I'm looking at.
Suggested
You have that?
revisions.
It was in that zip folder. I had to zip all that to get it to go.
Ah, I did, my bad.
The only thing I noticed is that the very top of the second page, Nash County Sheriff, missing that. I hate picking out little minor things.
Where's that at?
At the very top of the second page. The first line, Nash County Sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so minor thing.
Didn't he say something about removing that too?
This is, this is, I know what he was talking about, it includes sheriff issued license, massage permits, fingerprints, medical certificates. What this is verification of criminal history through investigative report by Nash County Sheriff Department, and I didn't spell that right.
But if they do that, don't they get your, in that fingerprint, don't they fingerprint should do that?
Not for a background check, I don't think, not for criminal history.
Cause I had to have a background check, working with hospice.
They didn't even fingerprint me for the various high-level clearances that I've had to have. They did check where I've lived the last 7 years and made me provide a proof of an employee or a friend that they could verify.
So what were you-
Random.
You point out the way sheriffs spell?
Yeah, there's no F.
It's actually two F's, yeah.
Which page?
The second
At the
page,
very
top
top.
line, very top
In the
line.
first sentence.
Right here, second page. Very top line. Does yours have it?
Mine's has it.
Okay, I don't know
Mine
that.
don't
Let me
either.
look at it.
Don't feel bad, mine don't either.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, it did cut it off. didn't it?
This sure did.
All right, well, I trust you.
Okay, all right, I'll check that in the Word document. Let me circle that. That's odd that it,
So question about this is, so they go through, they get this criminal investigation report. Is that something they have to provide to us? What happens to this verification of criminal history? I mean, do we have to have that before we?
Mm-hmm, okay, so.
so the following information shall be submitted and considered as part of the application for a permit from the town. It will be the name of the
Okay.
business and location of business, list of North Carolina certified massage and bodywork therapists, and contact information for massage therapists working in massage therapy and bodywork establishments. Certificate of insurance indicating the applicant has professional liability insurance. A description of the services to be provided, any other businesses to be operated in the same premises or on adjoining premises owned or controlled by the applicant. Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't look like they're required to give us in order to get the permit. It doesn't look like we're
Yeah, if an
requiring them to do it.
applicant is to work under the supervision of a licensed physician, the applicant must show scope of services from the licensed physician. Let me see what. Goes to F. Jump to the next page. Verification of criminal history through investigating. Let's see. Let's see what the.
Yeah, I mean, I think that should be something that's like required in under section E. Cause like the very last page says an employee of the permit holder, any employee of the permit holder is convicted of a felony in connection with his employment.
So you think that all the items under G that are listed under G 1 through 6 should be included under E?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if we can do that. I don't know if that's like required. I mean, I guess my point is, what's the point in doing a verification with the sheriff's office if we don't know about it? The sheriff's office don't know about it. Like, they're just saying, okay, you're good or you're bad. And then, but we don't know, like, what are the consequences of that background check? If we can't use it to approve or deny the permit, then what's the point of having it?
Didn't it state there or something about they have to take it to the town?
let's see,
Didn't I see that in there somewhere?
let me,
Because it says the town reserves the right
Yeah,
to
just read
request
that. Number
submission
4.
of any additional information deemed necessary to process the permit. So they would have, to me, that says they would have to bring us a copy of the,
Yeah, I mean,
that's what
I mean, in my opinion, E should have a 5, and it should be the verification of criminal history shall be provided to the,
so what you're saying is we need to adjust. What you're saying is that we need to add a 5 under E. Well, we need to
I mean,
add it that
that's-
they bring us.
that's my opinion, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if we're gonna make them go get a background check,
This is part of the application. So
Right.
you have to submit all that with the application.
yeah, I think so too, yeah.
I mean, and that's what it's stating, the application of any person, this is describing the application that they have to turn in. I don't think we need to clarify that. Again, since it's required part of the application. They would have to turn it in with their application.
that's what I thought number 4 kind of said, but after they had all that done, they had to, and if the town wants further information.
Well,
they can request it.
but G is not under E though, that's the point I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I
make.
see what you're saying.
E says there's 4 requirements for this application, and the background
to
check
be
is not one of
submitted
them.
and considered as
Yeah.
part, yeah.
Well, we could take that item number G and include it underneath, E as item number 5 with all of these 6 items below G as bullet points. You know, that has to be. You agree, does everybody agree with that? Think that's what we should do? Just take G, roll it up underneath
Verification,
E.
investigate report of an extrajudicial submission of all information is necessary to complete.
Look, I'm not gonna hurt my feelings, I mean, I put this together, that's why we're here to discuss.
I mean, I think it'd be easier to just
Can you
do,
just change where it says the following submission of the following information is necessary to complete this application?
Submission of this following information is necessary to complete,
It says investigative report, but, is it really?
well, yeah, it should be tied to the, permit. Complete this
I
permit.
mean, wouldn't that cover, let them know they would have to?
What do you think about that? If we change G to say instead of submission of the following information is necessary to complete this, application.
Body work therapy application.
Yeah. Application for permit.
Or permit, yeah. I mean, I don't know,
You know,
y'all should do more back, I do.
I don't know anything either. I just had a thought though, like, are they the ones that do the
Background.
background check, or are we the ones that do it?
We don't know.
I mean,
Well, we're not,
Yeah, we have to request it. Do you go request your own background check?
You can bring a copy of your own background check.
Oh, you can?
okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the way it's written out, it almost looks like we
Yeah,
would be the ones to do it.
They always-
Which would make sense that it's not under E if we're the ones that are doing it. But if we're gonna require them to do it, then I think it needs to be
I
under.
mean, currently right now, there's nothing that you do, Sheila. Well, you probably never had to. I don't
No,
think
I've
we've
never
got
had one where I had to do a background check on
Yeah, I don't-
anybody.
You
Yeah.
know, we've never had that.
I
situation.
never have to, but I mean,
There's a cost.
Yeah.
yeah, the cost of it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it'd be kinda like getting a gun permit, where you have to go, Let them send it off and do a background
check. Anything, you gotta do your own. They certified.
but it's kinda like that, though, isn't it, like getting a gun permit, you have to submit it yourself and pay the fee or whatever.
We could change that to say verification of criminal history through investigative report by Nash County Sheriff Department. Submission of this following information is necessary to complete this application for permit. And also I can do this, once we get done with this tonight, whatever we change, I can send it to Joshua Hollis and, Cameron and let them review the language that we've come up with and see if they suggest anything else we need to change.
Bless you.
My
Let's,
brain's clear now.
is anything else anybody sees up to this point? What would just throw out this, the hours of operation. Right now I got it 8 AM to 12 midnight. We can change that. That's just some language I found in my research. Most places are probably not gonna stay up to midnight, so we may need to change that. So it'd be 8 AM to 9 PM or something like that. What's everybody's thoughts on that?
Wouldn't that be kind of dependent on what a town, I mean, I don't know if they got any rules on hours that places can be open, I don't know.
I don't know that either.
Quiet hours.
Yeah.
And I just heard a fella said he went 11 because it wasn't nobody else there. So,
To a massage parlor?
I mean, he had some problems and he was going, it was medical, whatever. He said he went 11.
I know you don't have any problems anymore.
The
Sorry.
place in Nashville, do you by that chance know what their hours are?
I don't know that she has hours.
Probably 8 to 5.
I don't know that she has like regular hours. I think she's by appointment only.
Okay.
I
I
thought
just-
really truly.
I just
was
said-
Well, I think
Body
that's what he
therapist
was saying.
Yeah.
We're normally like doctor's hours.
With his work.
Well, unless they do
And he
do
said,
like
and I
6 or
said,
7
you
like
went at
hair
what time?
appointments, people that work.
Don't that
I'm
one in
saying
Nashville, don't she kind
nine.
of set the hours according
Okay.
to what? Like if I called and wanted to go at 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Nothing good
And you
happens
wanna
after
go at
9.
5 or,
Yeah,
They
that's
kinda-
right. That's right. Yeah,
she don't
she
really
she
stay
goes
there
by
and
appointment.
wait.
That's right.
I remember having to go get a gift certificate for Amy for somebody, and when I went, I didn't know that she wasn't always there, that's what, I wouldn't have known that,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she comes and goes and she's there when there's an appointment
yeah.
and you
More
just
or less
text
you
her and
get her number and-
say, you
yeah.
text her and when you want to be there and
So
she's
she's
there.
free, yeah, so I don't really know how she sits her out.
Yeah. So LaRue suggested, we back it down to 9 PM.
I think
Yeah, I think
that's,
it's a good idea too. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
so
this
just
is
like
one.
the hair salon, if somebody has a 7 o'clock appointment because they work, they should, that gives time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're familiar with the very professional, like I said, Dixie, she's very professional. It's a very well-run organization. There's probably also
Yeah.
not very professional that we should consider too. And if there's someone gonna open a shop where you can just walk in and get the rub down,
Well-
probably don't need that.
That would probably go under the adult and sexual
Well,
business. That's kind
I
of
wasn't
mixed.
going there, but even if
Well,
it's an
we're
old
gonna,
one,
we're gonna hit on that one,
That would be my guess though.
shortly. But, yeah, I guess the thing about this is, if we go with this, if somebody wants to
It's very
open
bright. I
a
really just.
massage, Body Works, they gotta meet all these requirements.
well, one other thing that just comes to my mind, is there anything that says we can't cut them out
Office
of that?
over there.
I mean, I know, we're saying if it's in our town, but there's some things that you can't see it, so would that have anything, where we can't say,
You talking about say somebody comes in requesting a permit. I think what you're asking is, can we adjust development standards at that time?
yeah,
Adjust the hours. I think we
I mean, of
can.
course, I think it would be better to do it now,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we need to adjust it down.
but if somebody come in and really had a problem, I guess we'd have to go through the process.
Yeah, you would, but I think we need to back it down from midnight.
I do too,
That's why we're here.
Yeah, I agree.
I found in my research some language and, I felt like we could discuss it, so we're gonna back it down to 9 p.m. Both of those, sections, 1 and 2. Alright, there's, number 3 needs to be changed as well. Next one's about posting their license. I know Jay's, I found this in some language of I found some ordinances. If you look at Jay, I don't know if we need to put something in there or not. I found that in, ordinance.
What does the end of that first sentence say? It's like a O and then
Yeah,
blank
so
and
I
an E
highlighted.
or.
I don't know if this is that copy we got.
No, mine ain't got it either.
Mine says it shall be unlawful for any person to massage or to massage.
Yeah.
Or to offer,
What is it?
Or to what?
or to offer.
Or
Or
to offer.
F's again,
Offer.
it's the F's,
Oh,
double
okay.
F's.
I got you.
Remember?
Oh, yes.
Double F's are missing.
Any double F is missing, okay.
What happened?
Evidently, I don't know.
That's it, that's what it is.
Offer to massage or to offer to massage.
So I mean, any thoughts on that, the last page, anything that we should
Just leave it in.
leave it in there? And then we got the last section, a permit issued pursuant to this section shall be revoked by the zoning administrator upon the determination that the permit holder violates East North Carolina State Building Code, North Carolina Fire Code ordinance, or any provision of this zoning ordinance. The permit holder or a legal beneficial owner of any interest in the permit holder is convicted of any crime involving sexual misconduct, including but not limited to those North Carolina general statutes. So, just to recap, we're gonna change, item number T to say, instead of investigative report, to say application for permit. We're gonna adjust the times to, 9 p.m. On those 3 items. What I also will do is I will take this, seeing how we got some suggested language from, Joshua. Let me ask the group, do y'all want me to send this to Joshua Hollis and just let him get in and look over it? Okay, alright. So I will submit that to Joshua Hollis.
I will say the interaction, like the way things are going now,
Yeah,
seems to
so-
be way better than they have in
Well,
the
I-
past.
Again, I don't know, but he told me it looks like they have hired somebody to help him. This Cameron Brady, so hopefully, probably he was just probably overextended.
He told me that several times.
Yeah,
He's
so-
had too much on his plate. He couldn't do
Yeah,
anything.
he just didn't have the bandwidth to, handle everything. Next item, number 3. So when I was sending all this stuff, I said, well, I'll just while we were getting the check, I think we discussed it too. I let him look over the temporary outdoor event that Sheila brought to us, and then we reviewed it and we approved it. I let him look over that, and he came back, if you look at his comments, he said, I would not recommend using no permitting required based only on General Statute 138, 250, General Statute 130A, 250 deals with certain food sanitation exemptions for nonprofit and similar organizations. It does not appear to exempt an event from local zoning, temporary event, traffic, parking, noise, fire, public safety, ABC, North Carolina DOT, or other permit requirements. And, he went on to say the board can choose to create a local permit exemption for small nonprofit events. If it does, the ordinance should make clear that the exemption is limited to the town's temporary event zoning permit and does not waive other required approvals. So he gave some suggested language, and I took, so in this document here, you'll see, I've got what we've got currently now about the carnivals, fairs, and I've got what we reviewed last time and agreed and approved about the nonprofit 501c3. On the back, highlighted in yellow, I don't know if y'all is highlighted, but maybe 2 pages you got, but suggested language using what Joshua Hollis recommended. Plus, I added a section to cover for-profit, so we could cover small nonprofit temporary outdoor events and for-profit temporary outdoor events. So, if everybody take a look at that and see what all they think. And also I added in, I used what he had where it states that this exemption does not waive any applicable federal, state, county, health department, fire, law enforcement, North Carolina DOT, ABC, or other permit approval requirement. So, wanted to see what everybody thought about that.
Yeah, I have a question, maybe it's a dumb question. When it says non-profit temporary outdoor event, is it saying the event itself is non-profit or that it's an event run by a non-profit organization?
Run by a nonprofit.
Okay.
Because a temporary event would be no more than 2 consecutive days and occurs no more frequently than once per month.
I guess my question was like the chicken plate sale,
Okay.
non-profit, but it's a for-profit event. So I can see where that
Well-
would confuse somebody.
Well, I see what you're saying.
For a nonprofit organization.
That's probably,
Maybe we need to add
would-
organization to it.
yeah, something like that, just to clarify
Small
that it's
nonprofit organization.
a temporary event for a small nonprofit organization. Temporary outdoor event. How about that? A temporary outdoor event for a small nonprofit organization.
Okay.
Nonprofit organization, something like that.
So move temporary outdoor event. Temporary outdoor event
For
for,
a nonprofit organization. Maybe exempt.
And not to keep kicking a dead horse, but in the table of uses or wherever the definition of outdoor event is drive-through considered an outdoor event because no one is parking or getting out. Since we're looking at it, I just want to bring that up
we can look at it.
because, all the letters we get sent, but it just, it doesn't feel like it fits. But you get start about parking, no to park, somebody gets out. So in the definitions,
Alright, so we're gonna go temporary outdoor event for a small nonprofit organization.
I would just say for a nonprofit.
Yeah, not small, yeah, I would put it
Put
small.
small in there.
For
Yeah.
a nonprofit organization.
And then make the same,
And Jordan, this about your parking thing, because you would have to.
yeah, with this change, we wouldn't have to even get a permit anymore.
yeah.
And then same analogous
same-
change for C, yeah.
Yeah, we changed
temporary
that for
outdoor event
C.
For a profit, a for-profit organization.
How about hours of operation? Should we change that to 9 too?
Well, What's everybody's thought?
You said bring it, you change it to what?
9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
You don't quit at 9 o'clock that night.
We're not talking about pre-up, we're talking about.
Yeah, oh, you're talking the actual bid, yeah,
We're
yeah,
talking about
the
the
car
actual
line
bid.
foreman,
I'm
so.
just,
Really said, we're not working, we're just cleaning it up.
Well, no.
Yeah, cleaning up,
No, we're starting at 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's right, I mean,
Oh, well, that's right.
everybody's not quitting.
Yeah, it's like Brian said, that's
Yeah.
the pre-up, that's not the actual
and
event.
then,
I can't think of
The
any
other-
event that would need to
the
run
other
past 9
event is
p.m.
in January, does that get over at 9?
Oh, that's old for you. They ended out.
Okay.
They faster than chickens up.
Just wanna make sure.
Oh, yeah.
okay,
And I'll just say this, because I've had to get one before. The noise permits are done by the county. If you are having like a wedding or a party and you're gonna have a band or something with amplified music, you go to the sheriff's department and you get a noise permit and you declare your hours that you're gonna be having at your date, and then they have it on file, so they don't send 911, so they know what's going on, so they don't send sheriffs when something else more important is going on. And there's no charge, but the county has that, I guess that's for in the county, or I don't know if that would trump, but anyway, the noise permits for amplified music, you get through the sheriff's department.
I would
Just
say
so y'all
that
know.
would be in the county area that the county controls, and within the town limits would be what we control.
Yeah.
So,
But for their purposes, for 911, you know, that's the main thing is they get calls and complaints and they want to know what's going on.
well, it's good you brought that up, because, you know, we could give a permit for this, and let's say it's something that's got a ban, and they're causing, you know, question is, do they take our permit and go to the county and get their,
Right.
permit to go along with it?
Amplified music, anything that would get a complaint or whatever, the county likes to know about it so they don't send cars running around. Just a sidebar.
Are we good with 11 p.m. or do people think we need to change
I'm good with that. I thought we have a concert.
it? I'm trying to think.
I mean, that could,
Just
they
leave it.
could. A
Yeah,
nonprofit, they can have like a.
yeah.
I just think about, we're the doers for a lot of different events, for a lot of different groups, and we're cleanup crew. I wouldn't want anybody to get nitpicky and say we weren't
It's
finished
just for the event.
for the event, not for cleanup.
It's just what the public's gonna be coming to.
I don't know, y'all better figure it out, we're out of milk.
We got another milk.
Yeah, that's why she's here.
So we want to dial it back to 10 p.m.?
Said that was funny. She smiled.
Yeah, I would say 10, I wouldn't say 9.
Okay.
Split the difference, 10 o'clock.
Everybody good with 10?
That's
I'm gonna
fine.
be about 9, that's what.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm not inviting you to my party.
Everything shut down.
Yeah,
LaRue's on her second life now.
When the massage shop shuts down, they can still go to the outdoor event.
For an hour.
Besides, at 9:30, I don't know what's gonna need to
All right.
I was being quiet, but she dances till 9 or 10 o'clock.
Let's see.
9 o'clock.
What was your suggestion about the noise? I didn't have that in my, I'd like to take notes on it.
So there was in here, where did it say about noise? And C, noise, the amount of noise generation not disrupt activities of adjacent land uses. It just reminded me that there is a noise permit through the sheriff's department for like amplified music. They like to know what's going on if they get a call.
Maybe we can do kind of like what we did,
Or,
well.
I think where my thought was,
I think it's gonna be covered up here. right here, this exemption does not waive any other applicable federal, state, county,
Mhm.
health department, fire, law enforcement, North Carolina DOT, ABC, and other permit or approval requirement.
Right.
So they would have to adhere to any county rules.
Well,
Now, I don't know if we may need to add something down here.
Well, my thought was, whether if somebody has a graduation party or has a fundraiser event, if there's amplified music, I'd like them to let the sheriff's department know just for 911 purposes, so if they get a complaint, they say, nope, they have an event till 11, thank you for calling. Because they give that to the dispatch, so they don't run cars around.
So we,
So we can require them
Add
to.
that to E.
Yeah, we could add that to
Require
E.
them to get a noise permit if they have amplified music.
we could say something like, we could say,
Now, I'm a little bit confused, so if I'm having a graduation party, I don't need a permit.
Amplified music. I was just saying, at some point in this process, they're supposed to be getting a county amplified music noise permit if you do amplified music.
That wouldn't be covered on this here.
If they had amplified music, it would need to be, I was just saying, do we need to say just, you have to you require them to get a county permit? But we shouldn't have to say that. I was just bringing it up.
This only applies to events by the town, nonprofits, or for-profit organizations. It doesn't
yeah, that's
pertain to like
something
an
else we
individual.
got to think about too.
Right.
Do we keep a section for carnivals, fairs, and festivals? You know, we're gonna do
It
the,
should be covered under temporary outdoor events, cause then the name of it used to be
Well,
carnivals, festivals and fairs.
we are gonna discuss, do we keep, the other one we've got in our ordinance is a temporary outdoor event that lasts longer than 2 days. I can't remember what the number of days. It's 3136.
Well, so he says he suggests just consolidating them together.
Yeah, he suggested consolidating them together, but we also need to think about what if there's, I'm trying to think of an event, not here, but the one that comes to mind is the Pumpkin Festival. It starts like midweek, it runs to Saturday. I mean, that's just an example. I know that's not here, but that's an example. And then, Nashville has the Blue Moon Festival. I think that starts Wednesday and runs to Saturday.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could consolidate it, and then instead of it being only 2 days, like last no more than 2 consecutive days, we could say a week. Anything more than a week is
Oh, yeah.
not really fair.
So it leaves it, and if there's something they need to ask for a variance, they just come ask for it.
This is a cleaner structure would be temporary outdoor event, a short-term event such as festivals, fundraisers, seasons, community event.
Yeah, so he's saying the carnivals and festivals and all that overlaps with the temporary outdoor events, like we got.
Outdoor events.
So-
Covered. Or recur on principal.
Which means if somebody's doing a festival, they're gonna be like,
Regular basis.
is it a festival or is it an outdoor, temporary outdoor
We
event?
don't have anywhere that uses an outdoor event west on a regular basis.
I didn't include 3136 in here. I'm gonna pull it up. So 3136 reads outdoor events other within other use category where required RA, RAE, C, and CE districts. Hours of operation allowed shall be 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Amount of noise generated shall not disrupt the activities of basic land use. No permit shall be granted unless the issuing authority finds that the parking generated by by the event can be accommodated without undue disruption to or interfere with the normal flow of traffic or the right of adjacent and surrounding property owners. Location, principal access must be from a collector or high-capacity road. The length of any approved permit shall be for no longer than 4 weeks. 4 weeks long.
Oh, okay, I see what he's saying. He's saying to change that section to be a venue, like a extended event. So you have a temporary and a not very
Well,
temporary.
he said he recommends consolidating them together. And
Or-
he has cleaner structures, part A and part B.
Okay.
Yeah, or, yeah, that, so consolidate them, or if we keep 2 separate sections, change it so that it's a venue. I mean, I don't like the 2 separate sections.
So what did you say? Combine them? Is that what you said?
I think so, just so there's no question about
I think so.
outdoor events. Is that
Yeah.
temporary or not
I
temporary?
think it'd be just easier to combine them.
It seems like that's what he's suggesting.
Mhm.
So we'd have the
So-
temporary outdoor event, and then we would have outdoor.
Event venue is what he's suggesting.
Does everybody like the outdoor event venue?
But this is all within one section, right?
Yeah, we would add it to 3112.
Okay.
So we would have the temporary outdoor event, and then we would have a second part to that 3112 that would deal with outdoor venue. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that what you agree with that?
Yeah. So the title would just be outdoor events then?
Um,
The title of that section?
He's saying
Yeah.
temporary versus outdoor then.
I guess we could say temporary outdoor events, and we would have
I would just put outdoor events.
Yeah, I mean, that's what 3136 is.
I mean, I'm just saying,
Alright.
take the temporary off, just put outdoor events and then have the section for temporary events and then have a section for just outdoor events that are longer.
so we'll call section 3112 outdoor events, and then we'll have
The part for your temporary
Yeah, that's
outdoor
what you did
events.
here for the temporary.
Yeah. And then have a section you add in at the bottom for just regular, however y'all want to name it, outdoor event or outdoor venues or however y'all want to word it with a longer period of time.
outdoor events.
Then it's all kind of in one section, you just have one that's temporary, like A would be temporary, B would be just outdoor event, I mean, outdoor venues, or whatever y'all want to word it.
So, we'll call it, section 3112 outdoor events. It'll be a section, it will be an A for temporary outdoor events, just like it's written with the modifications we discussed earlier. Then we'll have a second part, outdoor event venue. I'll copy the language that's above, but I'll change it. It won't say temporary outdoor event. It'll say outdoor event venue, and then we'll change, last no more than a week.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like seven.
I think 4 weeks is really stretching it.
Yeah. it's no more than a week. When we say a week, are we talking 7 days?
Change your time too till 10 o'clock. What y'all
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, seven consecutive.
7 consecutive days.
Saturday party alone. Good.
All right, so what I'll do is I'll make these adjustments. I'll bring it back next meeting. Everybody can look over it and see if we're all in agreement, and then we'll move forward with it. Is everybody good with that? All right. Next item. It's a heavy hitter here. The adult and sexual oriented businesses. So I'm gonna read what Joshua Hollis said here. He said, I do not recommend deleting this section or omitting adult and sexually oriented businesses from every zoning district without attorney review. These uses are different from any other land uses because some adult businesses involve non-obscene expression material or expressive conduct that may be protected by the First Amendment. General Statute 160D 902 allows local governments to regulate sexually oriented businesses through zoning, licensing, and operational rules, but the regulations should be aimed to adverse secondary impacts rather than moral disapproval. The usual approach is to allow the use in limited districts and apply separation standards from homes, churches, schools, daycare facilities, parks, and other adult businesses. The Supreme Court upheld this type of approach in the city of Renton versus Playtime Theaters because the ordinance was aimed at secondary impacts and left reasonable alternative sites. By contrast, Shad versus Burr of Mount Ephraim shows the risk of excluding protected expressive activity throughout a municipality. For Mummeyer, I recommend keeping the use listed in the industrial district or another appropriate district, applying separation and operational standards, and mapping the separation distances to confirm that the ordinance does not operate as a practical total ban.
So don't say it can be 100, it has to be 100 miles for every church resident, right?
Yeah. So,
Wow.
let me, so,
Say a reasonable, right?
How big's my mark?
It's 10 miles.
let me find it. So I put a copy of that, the current ordinance in that email that I sent, of what we currently have in our ordinance. Let me get to it. So currently, our section 3140, we have it required in the I district, which we changed our I district to be light industrial and then general industrial. So, for the research I've done, most municipalities try to put it in a general industrial. So, I think we need to stick with the general industrial and not a light industrial. What's everyone else's thoughts on that?
Yeah, for the general industrial, didn't we have something in there about it having stuff that would affect the neighboring properties or something like that? I think that would certainly be the case for a sexually oriented business. But I think it had a lot to do, we had a lot to do with outdoor storage too for general industrial. That's another thing.
Somebody close that blind, it'll shine right in
It
your face.
is shining on my face, but I don't care. I
mean, if you think about the industrial sites we have,
Better.
yeah,
We
that's good. Thank you.
we haven't made a decision down here where Bass Gas Oil used to be, where the excavation company had. We hadn't made a decision on whether we're gonna change that from commercial to light industrial. I think we need to get through this and then we can review whether that's something that needs to be changed. But just in thinking, if we did change, we got the propane, we got the pulpwood, and then we got potential
Yeah.
there.
Those are all general industrial, right?
Yeah, the propane and the pulpwood is general industrial, so.
That's what I'm saying, that the sexually oriented business doesn't really seem to fit in with.
No, but the reason they're picking it, I guess you pick a location where it's, I guess, gonna be around, like heavy industrial and not around regular commercial businesses where you're gonna have women and children and families, churches, possibly daycare. So I guess you're trying to put it as far away, allow it, but put it as far away.
You suggesting put it where?
Well, typically, well, I'd say nowhere, but,
Where the foot plan is.
yeah, general
I would
industrial,
just put it in there like that, and then they're trying to look at it.
yeah.
Well, I mean, looking at what he's saying, typically put it in an industrial and then have limits on its distance to other stuff. So like, I mean, couldn't we still say it has to be in whatever, light industrial, whatever, but then it also has, like, we can go into details.
Yeah,
It has to be
yeah, that's,
this far from a residential, it has to be this far from a church, this far from a.
and that's why we need to go through this, like, there is some located within 1,000 feet, and these directions on a building used as a dwelling located within 1,000 feet. The other direction from the building which an adult business or sexually oriented. So we've got some in there, and I think we may need to tighten those restrictions up.
That was my suggestion. Instead of like trying to fit it into a category it doesn't really fit in, we could put it in the category it probably belongs in, like lighter industrial, and then limit where it goes by that. Because I would worry if somebody wants to pull a permit for a business like this, they'd come to us and be like, "What do you like? This is not a general industrial. We're not doing propane tanks. We're not moving land. Like we don't fit in that category at all." I'd be worried that they would.
Yeah, but you are not banning it all out.
Okay.
You're not banning it totally, and that's the purpose of picking
Okay.
that type of district.
I think that's why I'm saying that if that were to come up, it would need to be sent to the town attorney to review, to try, because they have certain rights, just like,
And what would you do in a case, I mean, it's stupid, but, you know, we're saying it can be in those locations, but if somebody really was serious about putting one in, what would they do? They y'all saw where the book plan is, they can't put nothing there, so what would they do? Come back to you?
They would
they would come back for just a rezone.
They would try to get, rezoning, property rezoned to general industrial.
Or ask permission to put it in another zone.
Yeah,
Or if something already zoned that way was sold.
yeah.
Yeah, I see your point though, because
Yeah.
like we're basically saying there's 3 spots it can go, and if you wanted to go any other spot, you have to go through the board and go through the public
Yeah.
discussion and rezone the
I
property.
think that's why he was saying that his suggestion was any of those businesses go directly
Yeah.
to the town attorney.
Okay. I mean, the town attorney's gonna have anything that we're looking to adjust, But once we get done, it goes to the town council. Before it's ever adopted, it's gonna go to the town attorney, because we gotta make sure that we are complying with all state and federal, mainly state laws, but also federal laws.
And it says they're protected by the First Amendment if they're not obscene. Expressive material, they have First Amendment.
Yeah, I'm fine with general industrial, I think that's,
All
yeah,
right,
that's the, probably the safest route, and let the attorney see this, it's not good.
So we got and I know I didn't have this in the packet, so I don't know if anybody's kind of looked through it, but I'll kind of go through it, so they and I'll be glad to read this. The purpose, we got for the purpose of promoting the health, safety, and general welfare of the citizenry of the town, this article regulates adult sexual oriented businesses located in the town. Further, the regulations of this article have been made with reasonable considerations among other things as to the character of the town, its areas, and their peculiar suitability for these businesses. Anybody see anything with that we need to adjust? Next is the regulation in this article shall not repeal, impair, abrogate, or interfere with any existing easements, covenants, deed restrictions, setback requirements, rules, definitions, regulations, previously adopted pursuant to law in any established zoning district in the town. However, where the regulations in this article impose greater restrictions, the provisions of this article shall govern. I don't see anything in there that we need to change.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have any
Yeah,
problems with what's there, he was just telling us we couldn't remove it.
yeah, one of the things he mentioned, and I think what you said is we need to really, I'm not gonna read all that, but I think we need to go to the, scope and restrictions regulations. I think we need to look at that. I think as far as the definitions and the items I read are all good. We need to look at these restrictions and see if we need to adjust those. So if everybody will take a few minutes and look at, item number C, scope, restrictions, regulations. I'll let everybody read through that.
Section E.
Section E, yep.
So you wouldn't be able to put no adult business shall be permitted in any building. Correct?
Yeah, let me read that.
What is Section E spelling?
Oh, honestly, it's on the third page, it got truncated over here. Starts third page, right above adult businesses.
Okay.
No adult business shall be permitted in any building. Oh, it's saying, number 2, no adult business shall be permitted in any building located within 1,000 feet.
No adult business shall be prohibited in any direction from a building in which an adult business or a sexually oriented worker. What does that mean, they can't go in beside each other?
Yeah, you gotta have 1,000 feet separation.
Oh.
That's 0.189 miles. So that's not very far.
That is approximately from here to your house, Brian.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 1,000 feet on Google Maps. Yeah, from here to your house. Which means that we could, like, according to this, we could have a sexually oriented business with the church there,
Yeah.
right beside us here.
Yeah, but
But it's got,
It would have to be,
Yeah, it's not zoned right.
it's not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But I know what you're saying, yeah, as far as it's, thinking about distance.
Yeah.
Do you wanna change the distance? No.
I,
Make it 5 miles, you want to worry about it.
yeah. Um,
Okay,
I
well, hold
think
on.
that's gonna go back to where you would be violating.
Yeah.
They would say, oh, you're just trying to violate
When
our
we think about
rights.
this, the general industrial that we have, the lots that we already have that are zoned, they meet these requirements, right? Right.
say 1,000 feet away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They would be 1,000 feet away from a church.
Okay, and would they be 2,000 feet away from a church? Would they be 2,000 feet away from a sexual order?
I'm trying to think about the bulk. plant
Public
down
school or state licensing?
There is a house close to the bulk plant,
Mhm.
one house.
Building,
Well, there's one right across the railroad tracks, cause that's the one that Cindy Ann rents out. She owns that
Yeah,
property.
but that's probably.
But the one that's right across the street, the White House, that,
Yeah.
But you can have separate regulations.
they don't let anybody stay there anymore.
I get, what I'm saying though is like the only 3 plots we have that are in general industrial now would not allow for this to be there because we've limited the distance. That's what he was saying, we had to be careful with that. See what I'm saying, like you couldn't put a sexual order business in any of the lots that are GI right now because they would
Right,
they would not meet one
They
of
would be
these
within a
distances.
thousand feet of the,
yeah,
yeah,
cause the bulk wood place is,
I mean, what about the
right
propane?
down from our house.
Propane?
Yeah, but anyway, saying, you gotta put it in a zone. Right? You can do-
Right, they gonna have to, their
Yeah,
only,
allow it
their
in
only
zone.
option is, general industrial.
So we allowed in that zone, but he still said, put stipulations,
Right, restriction.
restrictions on it. So if we put those restrictions on it, that's not for any other business other than that business.
Yeah, but like we've effectively eliminated it though, that's the point I'm trying to make. Because we only have 3 lots that are zoned that way,
Well, but we're allowed it,
are we?
yeah.
I agree with him.
Well, I mean, look at what he said, he specifically said.
He's saying you can't say, you can't have it.
Yeah, well, he's saying that, let me see. You have to be careful about mapping, what he said. And we need to map the separation distance to confirm that the ordinance does not operate as a practical total ban. That's what I'm saying. That's his very last statement. We need to map this distance to make sure it's not an effective
I
ban.
get what you're saying, where if we put
Like,
a thousand
we're effectively
feet.
banning it by
Okay.
saying 1,000 feet, and these are the only places you can go.
We'd have to cut it short.
Would have to cut shorter, that's the problem.
Yeah, I think we need to talk to the town attorney about this one.
I mean, it looks like 500, oh, is there,
No, because
there's a home right beside.
Mr. Bachelor's
Yeah,
house would be probably,
it's 300 feet.
Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah,
You
it's
go,
like-
need bachelor's.
so we put 500 feet, that would still eliminate it. And like
Okay.
Deborah's house is probably closer than Mr. Bachelor's house is. The one that Cindy Ann rents, cause it's right
Okay.
across the railroad tracks.
Yeah,
Or it might be about tip to tat, really.
Yeah, it looks like from the pulp place, the closest one, it's more than 500 feet to the pulp place.
That's the Joyner's, James Joyner's old house.
yeah.
I don't know.
And then there's also, when you go across the railroad tracks, there's a double wide right there to your left, it's back in the woods from the pulp plant, across from the pulp plant. I'm not sure how many feet it would be.
I think that's way more. Yeah, it looks like that is over 1,000.
Mine got cut off, never mind that, it got cut off, the enforcement, let's see. I think one, we're gonna need to talk to the town attorney, letting the town attorney look at this, but let's look at enforcement real quick. Any person who violates this article shall be guilty of a misdemeanor and upon conviction shall be punished in accordance with section 1, 2. 1-7. This article may be enforced against any person who is in violation by an appropriate equitable remedy issuing from a court competent jurisdiction as provided for the General Statute 153A, 123, and 160D 404. This article may be enforced against any person who is in violation, injunction, in order for abatement as provided for General Statute 153A. I think I need to, this needs to go to our town attorney, so, when we go to the town council meeting, the next one they have, which is the next item we're gonna look at is the data centers. I need to have that sent to the town attorney, let him review it. When I ask the town permission to, need to send this as well and get the thoughts from the town attorney on, the zoning districts we wanna tag it to and talk to them about how close the proximity of dwellings are to it, and see if we'll be, in compliance with any state and federal law with that. Does everybody agree with that? We're good with that? Okay, let me make myself a note. Alright. Is everybody good before I move on? Anything else? Alright. If you look at his notes related to sweepstakes, he agreed that this section can likely be deleted, he said rewritten. I think we just need to delete it because of the changes that have been made in the law. So is everybody in agreement to delete the section related to sweepstakes cafe, internet cafe, and electronic gaming operations? Okay.
So the next one, he's already recommended it's the next one, town attorney.
Right, and so he also recommended some suggested language, and I know the last time when we looked at this, we all agreed and approved that. So I took, and there's another copy, you'll see I marked out what we had last time and I put in green. That's what he suggested.
We remove the not constitutionally protected language.
Right, and I removed, data centers are not considered a constitutionally protected land use and are therefore prohibited from being established, expanded, or permitted within municipal boundaries. So, we would take that out, replace the definition with what he recommends, and then at the next town council meeting, I would get the town council's approval to contact and send this to the lawyer, to have him review it. So is everyone, good on that? Let's see, the last thing he mentioned in his email was related to enforcement. He said all these sections, he said that we're revising and recommends us looking at the enforcement citations. We've revised the massage, and Body Works, and if you remember, I had some enforcement items at the bottom of that. Basically, that would take away, their permit if they violated any of those. Seeing how I'm gonna go ahead and send, the lawyer the thing about the sexually oriented businesses, I can also ask him about the enforcement related to those as well. So, those, if everybody's good with that, that concludes, well, except for one item. Sheila has pulled, she got with the town of Nashville, and got their shipping container. So what I'd like to do is I'd like for everybody to review that, before next meeting. And what we'll do is we'll plan on our next meeting. And I'll pull some more information on storage containers, and we can, have that as our first item on, well, one of our items on the list, once we kind of give a report on what I've got to find out from Joshua Hollis and the lawyer. We'll move into starting to discuss, shipping containers and how we want to set up, or an ordinance, allowing, figuring out what we're gonna do with the ones that are, already here and then future state. So, if you'll look over that, and I'll try to pull some more information. We had planned to watch another, continue with some of that, training videos, but Sheila doesn't have the right, adapter to hook up to the TV, so,
I have it fixed next time.
It's at your clock.
it's okay,
Who's getting close on take time anyway?
well, pretty much every night we've been meeting, it's been going from like 6:30 to 8:30, so, we've made some really good progress, on the items. And then what I'll do is I'll go through the list of items that we haven't addressed that were sent over to, Joshua Hollis originally. So next week, what we'll try to do is tackle some of these items that are unfinished, that I've gotta get some, get some advice on. So we'll go over those, we'll go over the, shipping containers, and I'll look at the list and see what's next that we haven't touched on. And, if time allows, we'll try to do as much as we can. So, with that being said, before we close out, is there any new business you have for us, Sheila? All right. Appreciate everybody's input tonight. Appreciate everybody, willingness to serve on this board. And, at this time, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
Schedule next meeting.
Oh, glad you
I
brought
was
that
gonna
up.
say.
Well, let's schedule our next meeting, so let's look at the calendar. Glad you reminded me, Josh.
It's for my benefit.
That's all right. That's all our benefit. So what that would be July 28th. Does anybody have any conflicts with July 28th? 6:30, time okay with everybody?
Put it in right now. Ain't gonna send no more.
6:30, okay, so our next meeting will be July 28th at 6:30.
You don't have like 3 things that you like so far.
Alright. Any other business before I ask for a motion to adjourn? Alright, at this time I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
So we got a motion, we got a second. So we got a second, all those in favor of adjourning by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? There are none.